might belong to.
لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء وأطهر المرسلين شفيع المذنبين وحبيب رب العالمين محمد صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه الطيبين الطاهرين. All praise is due to Allah, and may His peace and blessings be upon our beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Indeed, the best of speech is the book of Allah, and the best of guidance is the guidance of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. I begin by greeting my brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Very quickly, let me begin with a story here. I might have told this story before, but it said that one time there was a program that was organized, and they invited a speaker from a very far distance to come and give a talk. And when he came to give the talk, the people that were present for his presentation were very small in numbers. So the people that organized the event, they were feeling very bad that, look, this person is coming from this far away, but only a handful of people here. And they said that the sheikh, the scholar, was a very wise man. So he knew what was going through their mind. And he said to them, people, do not be disappointed by your numbers. We are not looking for numbers amongst our faithful. We are looking for faith amongst our numbers. So the idea is never about how many are there or how much is there. Change in the world, be it secular change, be it social reform, be it religious change, did not take place because the majority wanted it to take place. Change always took place because there was a committed minority. So now the idea, it is not how many are there or could have been there or are not there. That becomes very, very irrelevant. Truly what is important is the commitment with whoever is present. So if anyone is disappointed, please do not be. And that's why, subhanAllah, also if you look into the Quran, whenever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks of the term kathir, which means the most or the majority or a lot of, Allah always criticizes that. وَمَا أَكْثَرُ النَّاسِ وَلَوْ حَرَصْتَ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ. And even if you are very keen, most people are ungrateful. وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. But the majority of people do not really know. وَلَكِنَّ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَشْكُرُونَ. The majority of people are not appreciative, and the majority of people Allah speaks of the majority in a very in negative terms, because either of their complacency and not wanting the change and being elements of change, or simply the majority did not have the courage to make a difference. That is why, subhanAllah, also it said that one time, as Umar ibn al-Khattab is going around the Kaaba, he heard a Bedouin praying and begging Allah and says, Allahumma ij'alni min al-aqalliyin. Oh Allah, make me amongst the few, not the majority. He said, oh Allah, make me amongst the few. So Umar has never heard anyone pray to Allah in such a fashion. So he came to him and he said, وَمَنِ الْأَقَلِّيُّونَ? Who is this minority that you want to be in the company of? Who are they? So the man looked at him and he said, أَمَا قَرَأْتَ كِتَابَ اللَّهِ يَا عُمَرْ? He said, oh Umar, have you not read the book of Allah? And Umar said, indeed I have. Which part of it are you talking about? And the man said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَقَلِيلٌ مِّنْ عِبَادِيَ الشَّكُورِ. Indeed, a very small minority of my servants are those who are grateful and appreciative. So he's praying to Allah saying, oh Allah, make me amongst those who are appreciative and grateful, even though they may be of the minorities. Very quick reminder as well. SubhanAllah, as I have been watching the victims of the tsunami and the tragedy that has taken place and how their lives have changed, in a matter of minutes, people were gone. In a matter of minutes, properties were gone, and lives are changed forever. Truly a reminder is, just a small reflection about this. In other words, we want a meaningful life, because what has happened did not really take much. In matter of minutes, lives were gone. We cannot control the duration of our life. But what we can do is, as we are living our life, what can we do? And that is the question that we ought to reflect upon. See, sometimes people have lived only for 20 years and they've accomplished a lot. Other people have lived for 60 years and they've accomplished nothing. So it's not how long you have lived or how little you have lived, but the idea is, as you were alive, were you living? And that's why they have a saying that sometimes people are so busy making a living, they forget to make a life. They were making a living. They had the money. They did everything. They were making a living, but so busy that they forgot to make a life. Or they say they were so keen in buying a house, beautifying their house, making the payments for their house, they forgot to make a home. You know, the idea is, it's not this. So just few reflections on this topic. Brothers and sisters, the best things in life are not things. The best things in life are not things. It's not things that makes our life meaningful. It's not things that would bring happiness to us. It's not things that would make, life more enjoyable. So remember this, that the best things in life are not things. Had that been the case, meaning that the more wealth you have, the more meaningful your life becomes, the happier you are, we would come to the conclusion that all wealthy people are happy people. But is that the case? Not all wealthy people are happy people. And remember, we are not denouncing money here. Most people say that, money is evil. Islam does not teach this at all. We're not saying that money is evil. Or sometimes people quote the Bible and they say that the Bible says that money is the root of all evil. That's not what the Bible says. The Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. And in that sense, yes, it can potentially be the root of all evil if, number one, you do not care how you get that money, you do not care how you spend it, or number two, what you sacrifice in pursuance of that money is more than what you gain. So for example, a person that's been working day and night, but at the expense of not spending any time with their family, of not being out there looking after their children. In the United States, we have such a big problem with this. They say that the average time that a father spends with his family is 17 minutes a day. 17 minutes a day. That's how much time people spend with their families. If you sleep 8 hours a day, that's 3 months of the year you have not seen your children. 4 months of the year you have not seen your children. That's just sleeping, and you have not seen them. And then if you work 8 hours a day, that's another 4 months of the year, so 8 months and you have not seen your children yet. And then you take the time for doing this, reading the paper, you are on the phone, so they say the average time is about 17 minutes a day that people spend with their family. So remember that the best things in life are not things. So as a parent, make sure that you distinguish that your role is not a facilitator, but rather your role is really a parent. Because sometimes we care of having the best education for our kids, mashallah, that's excellent. Having the best clothing, the best food, the best shelter. Now that's all beautiful. But that is part of parenting, it's not all of parenting. And what happens is that if that is your role, then you're just limiting your role to being a facilitator. And at that point, anybody can replace you. But there are certain things that only parents can do, and you should not let anyone else do these things for you, especially if you are in pursuance of only things. That's number one. The best things in life are not things. Number two, the best things in life are simple things. If we're going to talk about things, it's the simple things. Meaning that it is the time that you spend with your family. It is the meal that you share with friends. It's the gathering that you have with your neighbors. These are the simple things in life that if you truly reflect on them, they will make life more meaningful. So that's where we need to spend our life. Simple things that people overlook. That's why I say enjoy simple things in life. Sometimes we overlook our health. Sometimes we overlook our families. We overlook these things and we take them for granted and we do not enjoy them. Another point also to remember is let's not cry over yesterday. These people, this tragedy again, just a reminder that any day could be your last day. So it says, do not cry over yesterday and do not worry about tomorrow.